The housing market has been negatively impacted by the rise in mortgage rates. With the increase in mortgage rates, sales of both existing homes and newly built homes have declined, forcing home builders to cut back, weakening the labor market, leading to job losses in real estate and construction, and finally resulting in taming the high inflation. Additionally, housing price corrections have been put into effect in some local areas, including Seattle and Boise, which suggests that the Fed's war on inflation will go on until either inflation declines or the housing market causes the economy to enter a recession. And some cities that are rapidly increasing home prices are more at risk of a downturn. Meanwhile, cities that are less trendy and have more affordable markets are more likely to remain resilient. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing for more videos about real estate, and click the notification bell down below to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Now, here are the top 5 housing crash resistant cities in the United States. El Paso, Texas. El Paso, Texas has had a long reputation for housing affordability, and compared to Austin and Dallas, its economy is significantly more stable. As of September of this year, El Paso home prices were up by 21.1% compared to last year. But still, the median price of $235,000 is cheaper than its neighboring cities. These prices have also remained stable throughout the year so far, even as other housing markets have started pulling back. On average, El Paso homes sell after 27 days on the market, which is slightly higher compared from 16 days last year. In September of this year, 603 homes were sold, down from 688 in September of last year. However, El Paso housing market is more competitive than the nearby cities, with homes selling for almost the same as the listing price and only goes pending in around 23 days, whereas hot homes can sell about 3% above the list price and can only go pending for about 7 days. El Paso also has a sale to list price of 100.7%, which is only down 0.54% compared to last year. Apart from the cheaper home prices, El Paso also has a strong wage growth over the past year, which can help support local housing market as well as help prevent a crash. As of July of this year, the hourly wages in El Paso is $21.58, which is up 10% from $19.61 from the previous year. This can shorten the gap in between the average income of the home buyers to the actual home prices. This also reflects the overall affordability of living in El Paso. In fact, according to Reventure Affordability Index as of July this year, El Paso is the 24th most affordable city in the United States. This data comes from the home price and earning ratio of 5.71, ownership cost percentage of 39.7%, and an annual ownership cost by annual rents of negative 20.8%. Therefore, this city can provide you with safety and stability during the housing crash. Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati is one of the most overlooked Midwestern cities. However, with a $230,000 median home price, average home load to value ratio of 87%, and only 3.9% of homes flipped in 2021, this city checks out most of the boxes that home buyers should look for if they want a home that won't lose value during a housing crash. Apart from that, Cincinnati's population has remained stable over the last 2 years. The median home price has only gone up by 4.5% since last year. Homes in Cincinnati sell after 44 days on the market on average, which is an improvement compared to 46 days last year. However, in September of this year, 648 homes were sold, which is down from 804 in September of last year. Cincinnati is also just as competitive as the nearby cities, with average homes selling around the listing price and goes pending in around 43 days. Whereas hot homes can sell for about 4% above the listing price and only goes pending for around 33 days. But what makes Cincinnati one of the most affordable and stable cities to live is the fact that the city has a low home price and annual worker earnings ratio. And it also has a low own cost percentage, which means that it's easier for home buyers to cover the ongoing cost burden of home ownership. According to Reventure, as of July 2022, Cincinnati is the 30th most affordable city to live in with 5.11 home price and earning ratio and 35.5% own cost percentage. And according to US News and World, Cincinnati is one of the best places to live in the country. This is based on the quality of life and the job market, as well as the value of living there and the desire of the people to live there. Cincinnati was also ranked 41st in the best places to live, 70th in the best places to retire, 1st in Ohio, and 22nd in the cheapest places to live. This places Cincinnati at the sweet spot in between safety and stability and long-term growth, both of which play a significant role during a housing crash. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa fared well throughout the economic downturn of 2008 and 2009, while other large cities struggled. Unlike other states, Tulsa did not experience a housing boom, so there was no bust. Land in Oklahoma is also relatively inexpensive and abundant when compared to dense urban areas on the coasts. The state's agriculture and energy industries kept it afloat for as long as they could, and the recession didn't last as long or have the same impact. Tulsa was growing even during the worst of the recession. And in recent Redfin data, the median home price in Tulsa is $225,000, which had only gone up by 9.5% since last year and had remained stable in the last few months. Homes in Tulsa typically sell after 14 days on the market, compared to 12 days the year before. In September of this year, 506 houses were sold as opposed to 609 in September of last year. It's also much cheaper to buy a house in Tulsa than it is to rent. As of July of this year, Tulsa is one of the lowest value to earnings ratio of about 4.28, with home prices at $213,000 and $56,899 in earnings. And markets that generally have low value to earnings ratio are more immune to a crash. On top of that, ReVenture also ranked Tulsa as the 10th most affordable city to live in based on the home price and earnings ratio of 4.28, owner cost percentage of 27.1%, and negative 5.8% owning versus renting percentage. That means that Tulsa has a more affordable market. It's easier for the local home buyer to cover the ongoing cost burden of a home ownership, and it's cheaper to own a house than to rent. Lastly, Tulsa has consistently positive migration metro that is now paying workers $10,000 to move there. This provides the city the safety and stability to withstand an impending housing crash. Akron, Ohio. Akron, like other Rust Belt cities, faces a low risk of a housing downturn due to low home prices. As of September of this year, the median home price in Akron is $138,000, which had remained stable in the past few months and had only gone up 15% since last year. Homes in Akron sell after 25 days on the market on average, up from 23 days last year. In September of this year, 342 homes were sold, down from 388 in September of last year. Like the nearby cities and neighborhoods, Akron's also very competitive, with average homes selling for about 2% below the listing price and only goes pending in around 25 days, whereas hot homes can sell for about 3% above the listing price and can only go pending in around 25 days. Apart from that, considering the wage growth is also a good thing to look for when predicting the stability of a city. As of July this year, Akron's hourly wage is $31.44, which is up 12.4% from $27.97 last year. This also puts Akron at one of the cities with the lowest value to earnings ratio. On top of that, ReVenture ranked Akron as the 9th most affordable city to live in, with a 3.9 home price and earnings ratio, 27.1% own cost, and plus 0.5% own versus rent cost, compared to Columbus, Ohio, with a 6.23 price and earning ratio, 43.3% own cost percentage, and a plus 16.9% owning versus renting cost. Akron is definitely a much better place to weather down the recession. Cleveland, Ohio. With an 86% average home to loan value ratio and only 2.5% of homes flipped in 2021, Cleveland, Ohio is one of the more housing crash resilient markets in the country. While coastal areas and markets for second homes surged during the epidemic, housing markets in the Midwest and some regions of the Northeast grew more slowly, making them more resilient to a reversal now. According to Redfin, the median price of homes in Cleveland is $125,000, and as of September 2022, Cleveland home prices haven't gone up since the last year. There's only a slight decrease in the homes being bought in the past months, with only 439 homes sold in September this year compared to the 454 homes last year. On average, homes are being sold within 29 days compared to 27 days last year. But compared to other nearby cities such as Rocky River and Strongsville, Cleveland is significantly less competitive. The average Strongsville home sells for around the listing price and stays pending for only 11 days, whereas hot homes can sell for about 3% above the list price and stay pending for only about 4 days. Meanwhile, in Rocky River, the average home sells for around the listing price and goes pending in about 12 days, while hot homes can sell for about 5% above the listing price and go pending in about 4 days. These are less competitive than Cleveland, where the average home sells for about 3% below the listing price and takes about 30 days to go pending, whereas hot homes can sell for about 3% above the listing price and take about 8 days to go pending. On top of that, Cleveland's sale to list price is 96.7% as of September of this year, which has only dropped by 2% compared to last year. Reventure also ranked Cleveland as the 9th most affordable state with only 4.25 typical home price over annual earning ratio, 29.6% own cost percentage, and negative 6.1% owned versus rent cost. This means that an average worker in Cleveland can still buy a house and spend less than 30% of their annual earnings on ownership cost. All of this data combined makes Cleveland one of the most resilient cities in the United States. So which city do you think you'd choose? Where do you want to live? Let us know in the comment section down below. We read every comment that's posted. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and hit that notification bell so that we can be notified whenever we upload new videos. See you on the next one.